My apologies to those of you that watched the video earlier today and you realized, my God, Al is talking and there's nothing coming out of his mouth because you don't hear. Believe me, my wife probably appreciated that video. But anyway, it wasn't you, it wasn't your ears, and it wasn't your computer. It was my damn microphone on the camera, which decided not to record the audio track today. So there is no scripts, there is no teleprompter between me and you here. This is all off the top of my head. We will do this one more time. This time, of course, you get me with the pretty tie wearing here today. Don't you like this one? I thought about using it and tying a noose around my neck, really, having to redo this again because I'm a little rushed here for time. But let's start it and let's get it going once more. Listen, to say that I'm in a little bit of slump would be an understatement. You know, 9 days ago, everything was peachy keen. Peachy keen. Peachy keen, because previous 8.5 months, beautiful. I'd only had one losing streak of more than 3 days. And an 8.5 month period, winning in baseball, winning in the NFL, winning in college football, winning in the NBA, winning in college basketball, and then the past 8 days, one winning day, 7 losing days. Now, I know most people in this business want to talk about winning. Guess what? You want reality? You've come to the right place. You want to be, I don't know, pitched something? You want to be pitched about rainbows and unicorns and rose petals? Go watch some overweight guy with a New York accent that looks like a penguin wearing a tuxedo suit. Go someplace else. You've come to the wrong video report. Seriously. I talk about losing more than I talk about winning because I believe in keeping it real. Because this is gambling after all. I mean, there are going to be bad days, there are going to be bad streaks. I've told you many, many times that, you know, when I got into this, I accepted the fact that you're going to lose. And if you haven't started gambling yet and you're watching this video report, trust me when I tell you, as I've told you in the past, accept the fact that you're going to lose before you place your first bet. And sometimes you're going to lose multiple days. Sometimes you're going to lose multiple weeks. And you will be a better gambler for that. You will not be one of those clowns who gets suicidal, that walks on the ledge constantly, that is psychotic after losing a big game or losing a couple of games in a row. You will be more focused when you don't celebrate the wins, when you don't lament the losses. That's the type of gambler you have to be. I'm that way as a handicapper and a gambler. I acknowledge the fact that there are going to be slumps like this, no different than the slumps that the players and the teams that I am gambling on and handicapping every single day go through as well. And sometimes, if you ever played sports, you can accept this analogy and understand where I'm coming from. You're in that zone. You're out on that floor and that basket looks like it's 8 feet wide. You're at the plate and that fastball, it doesn't look like it's 97. It looks like it's 67. And you just can't miss. And there are other times when you're a gambler and you're a handicapper where you're in that zone and you look at the card and you go bing, bing, bing. And those games are just screaming. That little guy's on your shoulder whispering in your ear, bet me, bet me, bet me. And there's other times you look at the card and it's just like you just can't find the game. Nothing is popping out on the board. And that's what a slump is like. Listen. Over the years, when I've gone in slumps, my wife has often said to me, well, what are you doing differently? And the answer has always been the same. Absolutely nothing. Because I think the biggest mistake gamblers make when you get into a slump is that you deviate from the norm. Always dance with the girl you brought. Those that bandwagon jump, those that change their handicapping philosophy, jump away from their principles. You're asking for extended, protracted losing streaks. That's when little slumps turn into monstrous, disastrous, extended losing streaks. I can accept a losing streak of 1 or 2 weeks. It's going to happen. That's just real. I'm not lying to you. But 2 months ain't going to happen. Never has happened, ain't going to happen. Just never will. Because I remain true and I keep dancing with the girl I brought. And that is the most important thing that I can possibly tell you if you're out there doing that on your own. Don't change. The same thing that made me money the past 8.5 months, lost me money the past 8 days, and will make me money the next 8.5 months. Nothing is going to change. Listen, the last 8 days have sucked. That's the bottom line. You know what? There's so much money to be made in the NBA playoffs. There is so much money to be made in this baseball season. If you think I'm going to be that guy walking on the ledge, you are sorely mistaken, because I know I'm going to win. And if you don't feel confident that you're going to win, shame on you. You shouldn't be gambling. That's reality. That's life. Listen, here at the site today, one quick thing before I get to the free pick. Today, the second biggest discount of the entire year goes. You can save 28% off your total purchase price by using coupon code 28%, 28PERCENT. Sing it after me. 28% off your total purchase price. That's good for any combination of picks and or packages from the handicappers at the site. It's a mix and match coupon. The only stipulation, you have to put everything in your shopping cart at one time. The only time this coupon gets bigger, it's 30% at the end of the NBA playoffs, going into the dog days of summer for baseball, and right before the beginning of the football season, end of August, beginning of September. That's it. I'm not holding back anything here from you guys. I'm just telling you how it is. I do it now to reward those of you that have stayed on after the Super Bowl through March Madness. This is your opportunity. If you happen to already be involved in a long-term package with the handicapper, you want to extend it out further, take advantage of any instant rebates you may have as well, great time to do it. If you have any questions, contact customer service. All your other discounts and promo codes are over on the homepage. Let's get to your complimentary play. Michigan State and Texas Tech. Texas Tech has made me a lot of money this season, right? But I don't think Texas Tech is the way to go here today. Listen, Texas Tech opened the tournament, beat Northern Kentucky. Big deal. I liked them against Buffalo, right? Because Buffalo, I wasn't that impressed that Buffalo beat an Arizona State team whose starting point guard, as I told you, Remy Martin, was playing with a pulled groin, and Arizona State was playing its third game in a third time zone in an 8-day period. I thought Arizona State was primed for taking, and Buffalo ran them off the court. Texas Tech defensively clamped down on Buffalo. They beat Michigan. I told you that Michigan's biggest problem all season, Wolverines, were Texas Tech's match defensively, but the Wolverines were such a inconsistent, schizophrenic team offensively, it wouldn't surprise me if they struggled to score 60 points in that game. Right on the money. Now, was I wrong, however, with Texas Tech against Gonzaga, another team that's made me a lot of money this season? 100% wrong. Lost a 20-dime play in that game because Texas Tech defensively came out, played physical against Gonzaga, something that I was leery about because St. Mary's had done it in the West Coast Conference Championship game. They played physical against Gonzaga, and the Bulldogs wilted, held to 22 points under their season average, right? And you saw what happened. But the thing that concerns me about Texas Tech, go back to the Big 12 tournament. They come into the regular season on a red-hot roll, or out of the regular season on a red-hot roll. They took on a bad West Virginia team, and they lose that game 79-74. How? Why? I don't know. Now, you got Michigan State. A Michigan State team that had no problem taking care of Michigan during the regular season. A Michigan State team that is used to playing physical ball, unlike Gonzaga, right? Michigan State coming from a much bigger, rugged conference in the Big Ten, then Texas Tech coming out of the Big 12, which is let's face it, a high-scoring, a less physical conference, other than when you play perhaps Kansas State, the only physical team in that conference as far as I'm concerned. Did I think a lot of Michigan State coming into the postseason? No, not really. And I certainly didn't think much of them when they struggled to beat Bradley and then beat up a bad Minnesota team. But they opened my eyes when they took on Louisiana State. And LSU had been playing good ball, and they took care of business, beating them by 17. I thought they'd lose against Duke. Was I wrong? That's a damn good Duke team. I realized one of their star players was not at 100%, but they beat Duke. I think they can beat Texas Tech. Texas Tech has Culver. But I think that Michigan State is the better, more rounded team. That's why I'm willing to lay the 2.5 points with Michigan State here. Am I worried that Tom Izzo in big game situations generally falls flat? Yeah, but maybe he got that monkey off his back last week by beating Duke, right? That's a game against Coach K, which he never beat, right? But he did. So I like Michigan State in this one. Would I put money on that game? No. Am I the guy that's lost 7 of the last 8 days? Yes. Take it for a grain of salt, but I do like Michigan State. Good luck, everybody.